how many of us are feeling stuck or have felt stuck, and we're waiting for something that's like it never just gets there. We never get to the place, we never get the things, and then we find ourselves starting to blame outside circumstances for your lack of success or your lack of not getting the things that you want, instead of being honest with yourself about why you're not doing the thing. I've been there. I know y'all been there. So why not? Let's talk about it.
What's good, peoples?
Welcome to the Hun Life
Podcast,
Podcast.
where we have real, raw, authentic conversation as a millennial couple.
Raising family, building legacy, and breaking the cycle.
It's time to heal our generation,
One conversation at a time.
What's good, peoples? Hunt here.
Hey, y'all, it's Kiki.
Welcome to the Hun Life Podcast, episode 52, Ray Lewis.
I know that one. Listen, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no questions for this one.
You know?
No.
Well, I got a question. In a world where stuff is so crazy and you can feel stuck, like you taking one step forward and two steps back, how do we change our mindset to try to overcome our problems and get out the victim mentality and shift the culture? Let's talk about it.
So you're just not gonna tell us who it is for the people who don't know who he is?
I'm Hunt. No, I did.
You did not.
Yes, we
You
did
didn't
at the
tell
beginning.
us who he was. You said
Who was
he
who?
was. You didn't say who he was.
Who, Ray Lewis?
Yes.
If you don't know who Ray Lewis is, then like Ray Lewis was a football player for the Ravens, Baltimore Ravens.
Everybody don't know sports.
Boys will knock your block off.
He would.
All right.
Yeah.
Put him in a
So
coffin.
I was like, I know who he is. That's when I was still watching football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know these new people.
So
don't assist me on that. I like the question though. I just thought we bring it back for 2 seconds.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So how was your week?
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool, but I kind of been like on like a mini little rampage. It's fine though. Like,
short.
Wow.
You said a mini rampage.
Really? That's what we're doing this episode. Well, all right.
Start off light.
Well, I just kind of been having I'm not taking this mentality this
You're
week.
shifting your mindset.
I'm shifting my mindset. That's
what you're doing.
Yeah. No, seriously, that's literally what I've been doing. That's actually what's been happening. And I don't know about everybody else, but I can say I think I'm liking it. I'm liking the direction that it's going.
I am too.
Really now.
Yeah, because I feel like you're becoming more confident and like in yourself, and like instead of relying on everybody else or looking for the gratification from everybody else, like you seeking within because you know what you can do and you know like your abilities, and like you're leaning more upon what makes you you.
Yeah, I think. Well, because I don't give these people the impression I care. I don't care.
No, I'm talking about physically for you though.
But I don't care what people think. It's the guilt. Like I no longer feel guilty about not giving no ifs. That's it. Yeah. I don't feel guilty about it. I'm like, I don't care, and I'm okay, but I don't care. Like,
she just getting here. I've been there.
Yeah, Marty's been living here. Like he is effy. Like I think I'm really gonna make a shirt that just like effy. Like I think it's needed. Everybody will be here for that. I'm more so like I can make you mad, but who gonna whoop me though? But
on the bag.
What?
Just at the top, put F it.
Oh yeah.
And just a blank front, and on the back just put F it.
Or maybe like a little key.
Yeah. That's still an idea.
Yeah.
We copyright too.
Yeah. Don't do that. But yeah, no. That's where I'm at, and I like it. I like it here. This I'm here for. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like I'm making my own rules. I'm not playing by nobody's rules, on and offline. I ain't playing these online games, which I need, but I'm like, this is I really don't, and I don't feel bad if I can. That's where I'm at. How
That's
about
what's
you?
Up. We'll say Yeah.
It's getting better.
Yeah. Well, just more so like, man, because I'm like,
This weather weird still.
the weather
We
weird on
always
top of the
complain
weather
about the
weird.
weather.
Yeah, I have no
We
choice
ain't
but
never
to complain
happy.
about the weather because I don't care about the heat. There's nothing wrong with the heat. I'm black, so I soak up the melanin.
Will you knock that off?
I do.
Dude.
I do. I'm like, yeah, so like, yeah, that's not that the heat don't bother me.
The heat do bother you.
Yes, I get after being out there for an extended period of time, then yes, it's hot
I'm
because
like,
it's
you don't
still
sleep
hot.
with you. So no, that's I'm
Yeah,
like,
because the
look.
heat drains you.
I'm like, no, the heat bother you.
Like, yeah, it drains you.
I mean, he be just you swear he been up 30 days and 30 nights. Like
I'm in the heat and I'm washing cars at the same time. Yeah, it drains you. I'm not saying it don't drain you. And then after we get finished, I finish washing the car. Then I got to come home, and then now we got to take 2 walks around the block. Like boys be famished. Like, but besides that, I mean, shit, family life, personal life is fine. I'm just ready to see what's beyond the other side, beyond the horizon, as they like to say.
I like that.
I don't think nobody said that, but you get it.
Yeah.
But to get in this topic, I feel like
What's the topic?
changing our mindset.
Shifting our mindset.
Yeah, shifting our mindset
Okay.
and get out that victimhood mentality.
Yeah.
Real to you though. Because there's a lot of victims out here. Like, if I can go on a quick rant about it.
We don't need that. Like, we know.
Because somebody had the nerve to say that we not like them because we don't have a victim mindset. And it's like, well, if I'm not like y'all because I'm not a victim, then by all means, don't let me be like y'all. I don't want to. Because y'all not going nowhere. You're stuck.
They are. It's always listen. I tell Santana this. It's going to be 2 types of people in this world. They're going to be doers, and there's going to be people who can't. So they just talk about it and complain about it. That's it. So
you choose wisely.
Yeah, it's the cans and the cannots, and that's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not doing my part no more.
What you mean?
My question. I want to ask my
yeah, you can.
So I guess the second part of getting into this, I'm gonna clean it up for y'all. You know, I got to come in with my ABC 13 news. No
intro.
Yeah. Because no, the topic is very much so needed. So we're gonna hop on up into it because, like, how many of us are feeling stuck or have felt stuck, and we're waiting for something that's like it never just gets there. We never get to the place. We never get the things, and then we find ourselves starting to blame outside circumstances for your lack of success or your lack of not getting the things that you want, instead of being honest with yourself about why you're not doing the thing. I've been there. I know y'all been there. So why not? Let's talk about it. It's something that affects us all.
Yeah, it does.
It's a hard thing, but I will never. And I posted it on my Instagram. I went on a whole rant about it. You had to be following me on Instagram. That's why all the tea behind the scenes for me, all right? About it. And I was like, I would never support victim mentality. And I stand by that statement. I would never support victim mentality because you can choose to be a victim. You can't always choose what happens to you when it happens to you and how it happens to you, but you can choose what happens to you after that. You can choose your actions after that. You can choose where your life goes after that. Now, if you want to stay in that choice is very much so on you. We all got a sad story. That's just the way I see it. And maybe because I am actually a person who has been behind a ball and if I wanted to be out here scamming people on the sad story, I could. That's so my mindset about it is different. I find people who have went through less tend to play victim more. I'll say that.
I find a lot of 2-parent household peoples be sitting out here acting like they had such of a hard upbringing. Not talking about you, because
wow, I didn't even think it was towards me, but now I'm like, is it?
Nah, it's towards these other folks.
I'm like, oh my god.
Like, it's these ones that come from a 2-parent household and they have such a weird mindset. they play such of a victim role. Like, you had your father there, but you act so much like your mama. Like, that's so crazy.
That's
Like, it'd be
interesting.
crazy that dudes be really having like such of a woman mindset when it comes to a lot of things.
Oh,
Like, these dudes, no, you can't tell me that ain't true.
I'm
These
trying to see
dudes
where
be
you
out
going
here
with
in
it.
their feelings hard. Like, that'd be the sad part. I'm like, dang, bro. Like, if this is what it's like having a father in the house, then I'm glad my father wasn't
You
there.
need to knock that out.
Cause these dudes be acting like broads. That's crazy. Like, they mindset be so wild. Like, cause like for some people that grew up and they actually seen a family and actually had a nice family.
Okay.
Oh, stayed in the suburbs as family. Oh,
You
you
ain't
went
never had no
to,
struggle.
like, your father was like coached you and he took you to fishing and hunting and all these
Yeah.
different things.
That
And
father son
then,
bonding
yeah,
time.
and then you go out here and create baby mamas. What's up with your mindset?
Yeah.
Why you feel like that you have to be a villain? Like, they want to be villains so bad. And it's like, bro, you don't have a reason to be a villain. Like,
Yeah.
relax. Like, you had family that loved you.
Right.
That'd be the crazy part too, because these boys be having families that love them. They could sit there, go to their uncle house, and call their uncle right now for some words of wisdom, and their uncle will pick up the phone and call and tell them some words of wisdom.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people have that, and that's what I'm saying. And this okay. First of all, let me give full disclosure before I say what I'm about to say. I don't try to use people as my own little lab rats, like statistically, right? But here's the thing: I come to find that a lot of people that I come in contact with, or I might have a conversation with, I might converse with, I might like get to know or something like that. I help a lot of people too,
Mm-hmm.
right? So as a coach, um, some people, I don't know if I want to say half, but it's a good amount. To it's either half or it's close, right? I think I actually feel comfortable saying about 50% of people for sure have this complex of where we all feel like we have something to prove. And on a certain scale, we do, but we all do not have a struggle, and we all do not have the same struggle. We all don't come from the same backgrounds, and like sometimes you people tend to want that struggle so bad they'll create it for themselves in their lives
Mm-hmm.
just to say they have a struggle, but none of the rest of your life has been a big struggle. Was it perfect? No. And I think people have a notion of not understanding what's like, okay, it wasn't perfect, but even though it wasn't perfect, that doesn't mean that you have to have a struggle. Like
Mm-hmm.
your life could have its mishaps. We all human. It's supposed to. But that doesn't mean that you have to have a struggle. And it's okay to not have a struggle. You should actually want to not have a struggle. Those of us who have had a struggle don't want it. So the fact that y'all out here creating it just to say you have one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the thing of the mindset of saying, well, I didn't want this. You kind of did. You created it.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is not you actually being a victim. You made yourself into the victim because of the choices you made. So that's called consequences, baby. That's something totally different.
Oh,
Like,
it's totally different, all right, because they don't even want to deal with the consequences.
mm-hmm.
They made their bed, but they don't want to lay in it. You know what they do? They go lay in their mama and daddy bed. They do. They go back to their mama and their daddy and they look for their mama and their daddy to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens. They sit there, they rant them up, they went out here in the world, they out here want to be up on some you in your 30s and you out here still going against the grain.
Yeah,
And then you're looking for your parents to fix it.
I think you're just looking for it. It don't, for some people, it don't even have to be. It's like a fit in thing. Like
Oh, a lot
especially
of
if
people
you
try to
want
fit
to, like
in.
you have people around you who had like so called a struggle. You create one because you kind of still want to fit in with the crowd of people who had a struggle. But those people tend to be the ones who are fighting to get out of the struggle that they had, that they didn't ask for. They was born into this. It was part of their childhood. That in adulthood, they had a choice to make whether they were going to continue to be a part of it or, try to break out of it. And then either way, it's not easy. Whichever way they choose, it's not easy. But I think those are people who are you have peace, but you're ungrateful for the peace that you've had, right? Because it can be a thing too of when you have it, people don't take the problems that you do have serious. I've been there. I've been where it's like, y'all don't take me serious because, like, I've had it more in my relationship. It was like, oh, Kiki, y'all ain't got no real problems. Like, we actually do. We be having stuff. But people don't take the issues because it's not, especially like once we kind of start growing out of our like real toxic phases and it kind of like calmed down dramatically. It was like, y'all ain't doing nothing. It's like, no, it irritates me that he does this, right? And so when you don't have that thing, like you want to be taken serious about the things that you don't like about your life. So in order to get people to accept it, you do it most. And then you say, well, I didn't ask for this. Or you get into a relationship and you may marry the wrong partner, right? Have kids, build a life with the wrong person. And then you sad about it. And you're looking at your life like unhappy. When you had the example of what it was supposed to be, and I think that's a harder thing to deal with when you have the example of what it's supposed to be and then you don't do the thing. It's kind of like, it's almost like a slap in it's not even about your parent, it's a slap in your face because you saw it and you still chose wrong. You still made the wrong decisions off of chasing being the rebel. Like some people say and I always prided myself on being a rebel, but it's just because I was born into that environment of being the rebel. But some people want to be the rebel so bad, you end up sacrificing your own self to be the rebel. Now you're fighting something that you started.
Now you on TikTok being a bitter nigga, whining, complaining about all the women and talking about you don't want to raise nobody kids. Whole entire time you is the trick that be raising people kids.
What?
It's the truth. Like it's because it's their mindset. Like they don't understand that their mindset is so warped. They put themselves in a victim mentality and now they're mad at everybody else because they put their own self in this mentality. People don't make you a victim. Well, people can make you a victim. But more people choose to be a victim than being actually put in victimized situations.
Yeah.
And once they pick that situation to be a victim about, they want to whine and complain their whole entire life for the rest of their life about how they a victim. They know better than a person that was a Hall of Fame quarterback back in high school, and now he 30 years old sitting there talking about, y'all remember in high school how good I was?
Yeah,
nobody cares. You're living in the past.
Yeah.
You have to change your mindset. The reason why I go so hard about this topic, and I've been going so hard about this topic, is because a bunch of people had a way better upbringing than what I did, and they choose to make it seem like that I'm wrong for not having a victim mindset or to raise my kids to be victims. And it's like, well, first of all, you can't tell me how to raise my kids.
Yeah.
And then it always proceeds to be people that don't have kids or don't have physical kids that they made themselves want to tell people how to raise their kids. First of all, find you someone that want to deal with your victim ass and then have kids. Well, she's not going to want to have kids with you because no woman wants to deal with a man that's a victim all their life. Sorry to say, they might act like they want them a victim, but women don't want them a victim. These women want them a real ass man. They online complaining, but they also complaining because what? All the good men are what? Taken. They all married. So now they got to deal with who? All the victim ass niggas out here. The crybaby victims.
That's a lot. You said a lot. You said a lot. Yeah, that's true though. Like, listen, I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right now. I'm with you when you're right. Like you and here let me touch base on why I said I would never support victim mentality. Right? Like because some people will hear that, and some people probably saw that on my page and was like, "Oh my god!" Right? Because I saw some people unfollow. Like I don't know who unfollowed, but I saw my follower count go down. That's fine. Because what I'm always gonna do is be honest. But here's why I say I will never. This is why I say I'll never support victim mentality because we have a choice, and I think people downplay the choices that we actually do have.
No, they do
I
downplay.
downplay it. They downplay it in such a way to where it's almost like if you choose not to be the victim when you not succumb to the things that have happened to you, you're still the bad guy. You're still the bad guy for wanting to be the victor and having a different mindset and saying that still won't stop me, right? Like I'm still gonna go out and try to be the best person that I can be. I'm still gonna present myself in a different way. I'm still going to love people despite people not loving me back. I'm still going to be kind and generous. I'm still going to lead with my character because character is important. I'm still going to have morals because the world does not make me and does not dictate who I say I want to be. It's too many people who are switching just to fit in with people who really ain't thinking about you no ways. Like when I say I don't support a victim mentality, I mean people who have one less of a struggle and you want to use it because that's another thing that's been irking me too, and people now nobody want to call it out, so I'm gonna call it out. A lot of people who steady talking about we victims of something, or you steady using victim this, and people are being victims of this abuse, and people are victims of racism, and people are victims of all of these things. Most, and I will say most, as in 80% of these people have never experienced these things. A lot of y'all have never experienced abuse. A lot of y'all have never experienced racism. A lot of people have never experienced growing up in a violent family. Like a lot of people play like they have, and they play like they understand the struggle, and they play like, oh yeah, that sounds horrible, and you give it more sympathy instead of empathy. And then you take these stories and we twist them in society to get the things we want. Oh, now it's my body, my choice because of the woman who may have been raped by a family member and had a baby out of incest from it. But you ain't even had that in your family. You was messing with that 30-year-old dude when you was 16 on purpose. That's not a victim. You were being fast. Like that's not the same thing. And you can't use her struggle in order to get what you want out of it. Mm-hmm. And it's too many people are not saying that. And y'all are taking away from people who really are victims of things. Y'all are taking away from the children who really were abused. You're taking away from the women who really were abused. You're taking away from the traumas that people really do have and live with every day, because now everybody's talking about that encounter the narcissist. Newsflash, half of y'all are actually the narcissists.
See, that's why they encountered it, because they are
like it's that's not what it is. Like a lot of people do not understand mental health. They don't understand what it really looks like. They don't understand what it really is really like to live with people and to interact with people close to them in their circle who deals with it. They don't know the mental toll that it's also going to take on you and on them, and that pisses me off. So when I say I'm never going to ever in my life support victim mentality, that is what I mean. I'm not going to let y'all take people's stories and hurt and pain and use it for your own good and your own gain when these people are still suffering. Because the actual victim don't even want the help that's out there. An actual victim, you have to force them to go get the help and talk about their stories and to really know what they're going through. People who are actually victims of things are not running around here saying, I'm a victim of this. Mm-hmm. That's not what's happening. So my antennas always go up when I hear people lead with that. Because that lets me know right there, you don't even understand this life. Victim mentality is a choice, and the people who choose to sit in that and say, oh well, this did happen to me and I am still here. I'm not saying that your pain don't go away, and I'm not saying that it's things that you don't continue to think about and that pain just kind of goes with you through life, but I am saying you have full authority on what you do after that. And I don't have sympathy for somebody who chooses to stay hurt. Mm-mm. I don't have sympathy for that. Like I can empathize with you and your struggle and your pain, but I'm not gonna sit here and okay for you to live that life because a couple things happen to you. Life is not fair. That I tell my kids that all the time. Nobody promised you this was gonna be easy. Nobody promised you that you was gonna get this. Nobody promised you that you was gonna go through life and never go through anything. Some things, it's actually just life. It's not, you don't have to become a victim of it. Racism is something that we started. That is something that is man-made. And we bought into it, and we're still buying into it. And now we have people who's like, black people can't be racist. Yeah, we can, and we are. And I'm not playing a victim card. I'm not going to sit here and say my life is threatened because I'm only black, because we can all say that. I can say that for white people who have to walk out every day and defend that they're not racist. We all have a story to be victims. Some of us, usually people who actually are, don't tend to use it. And then there's some people who have conditions where they do want to use it for attention. But either way, I don't support that.
Because what's crazy is that the slaves did everything to not be a victim.
For less.
But yo, 10th generation down the line, because you know how fast them grannies been. You 10 generations down the line, and you still over here harping on something that happened to your great grandmother, great grandfather. Like, really? And you're mad because I choose not to live up in that?
Yeah.
That doesn't define who I am as a black man.
Yeah.
If you want to know who I am as a black man, then ask me who I am as a black man. But don't try to make it seem like that I'm not like y'all because I choose not to be a victim of slavery. Correction, I can't be a victim of slavery because I never been through slavery. If you want to talk about, oh, never mind. I was for the. I caught that one because I was gonna get him, but I can't say that. That's actually pretty mean.
Listen,
but hey,
I think that a lot of us, I get where you're going. I get I get it because slavery looks different.
Oh, right? It does. Like,
it looks very different these days. And that's one part that we don't understand. But part of it, I think a reason why we don't understand it is because we get the gratification faster from playing victim than you do victor.
But the crazy part is they don't get the validation from it. It's the Democrats that's in office get the validation from it. It's your Jasmine Crockett's and stuff like that. They get the validation from it. It's your Linda Hidalgo who get the validations from it. They ain't been through nothing, never in their life, but they the main ones out here playing victim.
But that's what I'm saying. It makes it easier for people to come along and cater to the victim mentality because it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna rub your back, we're gonna give you these things. We hear you, you're seen. And it's like, girl, y'all ain't even, you grew up in a 2-parent household in the suburbs. You ain't even from around here. And but people wouldn't know that because people don't do the research to know that people are using the same pain and the same victimhood that you steady claiming to constantly finesse you. And then
the whole time she Pakistani.
Everybody is just more so
Middle Eastern like a motherfucker. Like,
it makes it again. Victimhood is a cycle. You're constantly going to be victimized by something or someone over and over and over. Mm-hmm. And you don't realize you're putting yourselves in these positions because you constantly want to be the victim and you want to be heard and seen and you want people to sympathize and empathize and give me because they are getting gratification because you just want to be seen, you want to be heard, you want to fit in.
They're getting the likes.
And not even the likes, just in real life. I'm taking it off social media because it's not even just on social media people are doing it. People are coming on social media to amplify it. But everyday life, people are choosing to be victims of things. I can't get a job because I'm black. They being racist. In some places, in some circumstances, that is true. We stay in Texas. That's a little true in a lot of fields. We know who got the job.
Hella true. Shit.
However, there are also a bunch of jobs that are free ranged, but we don't want them. So again, does that it doesn't go where you're accepted? Like, why are we fighting to be a part of things that we don't need to be a part of? They don't want us a part of, so why do we care to be a part of it? I'm just, go where you can be accepted, wherever that is. Mm-hmm. Like, you just have to go find it. But you also have to understand that just like being a victim is not, it feels easier, but in the long run, when you constantly getting screwed over because you keep putting your faith in things and people and places that were never meant for you in the first place, you find that you are stuck. You find that you are on a cycle where you're constantly getting taken advantage of. And we're tired because we always stand up for everybody and we always do this for everybody and we can't never get nothing in return. Well, guess why? Because you play the victim well. And we always need people to play the victims because how else can other people win? We need that. So yes, you're gonna constantly get hurt. But if we pull back for a little while and say, okay, well, and be honest and say, I'm going to choose not to do this, but also understanding that choosing not to do something is just as hard. You do not get a clap on the back for saying I'm not going to be the victim. I prefer to just go off and live my life the best way and pick up the pieces of my life the best way I know how. Instead of, and that might take years. Usually it does. It takes years and sometimes decades to pick that back up. Sometimes you don't know how or when or if you're doing a good job until you might finish raising your kids to see how they turn out. That's how long we talking. We talking 18, 20, 25 years, right? When they get to be an adult and live their lives and start getting into careers and building family, that's sometimes part of the validation. That takes a very long time. Instant gratification has helped us continue to want to be victims of things that we are simply not. Mm-hmm. And even if you are, what are we going to do to fix it? How are we going to pick up the pieces? It's not okay to sit on your therapist's couch and be a victim of something and not face it head on because you just want somebody to listen to you today. Like, you want somebody to listen to you, they listen, now what? How are we going to pick the pieces up? Because you don't want to be honest about the things that's going on in your life, the things that has happened to you. A lot of us have mental health conditions. A lot of us have issues, social issues. A lot of us have certain mentalities because we just refuse to accept what has happened to us, what our fears actually are outside of being the victim, and and being scared of actually doing the work we know deep down is going to take for us to be and have the thing that we really are desiring and looking for. We really don't think we're capable of being disciplined enough to get there. That's really what it boils down to. Because the honesty that it takes will hurt your own feelings. It will break your own heart. And sometimes you just have to be in that place. And you have to know that it's okay for you to feel both. Well, Sweetie said it best, baby, both of them. Like, do I want to be happy and cry? Both of them. Come to a time, that's what it's going to be. You're going to have both of them.
But you want to tell you why they don't want to do that? Because a bunch of these people never really lost. So when they actually do start to lose, they don't know how to pick themselves up.
Right.
They don't know how to get themselves up out the mud. A lot of people want to whine and complain and say that they get it out the mud, but until you got to get it out the soil for real, it's like, can you really do that? Like, a lot of people ain't been down on their dick, and it shows. Like, can you really do it? When you get put in that situation to where you can't even look down no more, the only way is up,
Look up, yeah.
can you actually look up? And a bunch of people can't. A bunch of people can't look up, especially without outside influence. I'm not talking about you
Yeah.
looking up because your parents gave you a pat on the back and brought you up. Your parents paid your rent so you don't have to be homeless and brought you up. I'm talking about like you really did that shit on your own. Because a lot of people be saying it and they don't. A lot of people really don't be like getting it on their own. They have people in their corner that's gonna always be there to lift them up.
Mm-hmm.
And if until you in that situation to where you ain't got nobody to lift you up but yourself, that's when you know that you're a man. That's when you know that you're a woman. When you are able to pick yourself up on your own. You deal with your own issues, you deal with your own problems, you solve them, you figure them out, and you pick yourself up and you continue to strive and try to do what's best. You ain't trying to worry about no instant gratification because instant gratification is trash. You shouldn't want instant gratification because that means that you didn't work for it. Instant gratification is, dang, I ain't got my money for my rent this month. Let me call my mama so she can pay my rent. That's instant gratification. I can't buy a car. Let me see if my parents will put a down payment up on my car. That's instant gratification. Instead of you actually grinding to get your vehicle, or you grinding to pay for your kids' school supplies, you grinding to put yourself in a position that you need to be put in, you're not doing it for real. Like, real adults do real adult things. And that's picking yourself up when it's time to. That's not dwelling in the past. That's not dwelling up on your downfall. It's understanding your downfall, understanding your past, and pushing forward. If you can't push forward, then I honestly feel like you deserve to be in the spot that you're supposed to be in. Because how are you being a man? How are you being a woman? You can't even pick yourself up off the ground by yourself. Somebody got to help you get up every single time. And you feel man enough or woman enough to say that you're a man or a woman? How? Somebody's always helping you. You have to be able to do it on your
The
own.
crutches, the safety nets. And don't get us wrong, it's nothing wrong with having a support system. Support systems are, I fully think everybody needs a support system. You do. It's hard. Trust me, we know. We are people who don't have them. So it is important to have support systems. Build it. We don't have it. We don't have it. So we are building our support system. So support systems are important, but you need to know the difference between having a support system and then having a safety net and a crutch. Because a lot of us start to overuse our support system more than what we should, and that cripples you in the long run. Because again, as functioning adults, the conversations and the arguments that people be having and the things that hold up a lot of people's lives are nonsense compared to real life issues that's really going on. When you're trying to figure out, like, okay, I gotta be able to feed a family of 4 today, and I got light bill, water bill, rent, gas,
internet.
like, I got just like actual bills you have to freaking pay. Like, you got it. That's why I ain't like, I almost didn't even mention the internet, but if you got kids, you know you got to have the internet, right? I ain't mentioned cell phone bills because we know we didn't have to have cell phone bills, but do you really? Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about bills to where if something gets cut off, you are screwed. These are actual everyday, but like, you have to, I got to figure out how to pay this. I'm not worried about a vacation. I'm not worried about, like, oh, well, I can go do this and still have some, like, I don't have the option to go somewhere and be broke and then come back and try to pick up my life and borrow some money from anybody that's going to give it. even when you're trying to build careers and businesses, when you it's hard to do that stuff alone. And I wish people talk more about the fact that you actually do got support. When y'all you have support getting where you are, because when you don't have a group of people and a support system who's gonna hold your hand and tell you the right way to do business and not gonna let you mess up and make the mistakes and costly mistakes and do certain things, and you just gotta find out on your own, that hit different. But as a functioning adult, we all should know how to function on our own, just solo dolo. Damn, like, oh, I need a man to be 50-50 with me. No, you don't. If you can't take care of yourself, then you damn sure can't take care of a man. Oh, I need my woman to be able to be my therapist. Oh, I need her to be my support. I need her to be. At some point, you gotta know also how to pick your own stuff up. You gotta know how to look yourself in the eye and be like, okay, listen, it's a certain way that you should want to be living for yourself. She shouldn't have to tell you falling off, you not doing this, you not doing this, because it should be a standard for your own life. And if you have not gotten to a point where you set a standard for your own life, that's a problem. You should understand in your relationship is not instant gratification. That's why a lot of people don't have them. You want the happily ever after forever without understanding relationships is work. To have a healthy relationship, that is work. That does not mean that y'all just don't have arguments. That does not mean that life is going to be perfect. That does not mean that y'all are going to agree on everything and y'all just going to do everything the same and it's just going to fall into place. That's not what that means. That means you're going to have to communicate. You're going to also have to understand why you're communicating, that the other person, the way they're communicating is not necessarily wrong. It's just not the way that you do it. Like, it's not the fact that it's a right or a wrong way to do anything. It's being willing to understand where the other person is coming from, being willing to compromise. But if you've never had to do nothing on your own, you don't know what compromise is, because you always had a choice in some stuff. You always knew you could throw a tantrum at some point and get your way, or get the attention that you want, or intimidate people into doing the things that you want to get done. And then you cry victim when you meet the person who tells you, I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not victimhood. Like, we all want to be like, oh, I got out of this real bad relationship. He was so horrible. Was he? Or what? Did you lack emotional intelligence? Was he, or did you lack common sense? Was he, or did you not know the things to do to keep him? Was she crazy, or was you less than a man and couldn't be honest with her and tell her you wasn't looking for something permanent and made her feel like she was going to be the only one? Was she crazy, or were you leading her on? Were you giving her false promises? Or is she crazy, or were you trying to be a trick and then you got upset that you got somebody that's all they want, and they don't see nothing past that with you?
Because a lot of dudes be having that mindset.
Yeah, like, you lead with your money. Now she a 3 or 4 because you led with money first. That's what attracted her. So yeah, that's all she wants from you, because that's what you led. That was the bait. That's what you got. So that's when we start labeling, and then when we don't get the things we want, even with our careers, a lot of us don't want to go after the thing because it's going to be hard. We look at the struggle, we look at the obstacle in front of us and say, man, it's easier for me to work a job. Again, I'm going to continue to say that. And working a job is easy. That is easy work. It is easy. It's instant gratification. You know your check coming every 2 weeks. You ain't got to do nothing. You can go in there and half do your job, because everybody do. Everybody half do their job, but still get a full paycheck. I have to do my job. We homeless. Okay? So
I have to do my job. Somebody leaving a bad Google review.
Baby, about to lose a client. All right, listen. You can't do that. Asking for a refund. Baby, they hit the bank account, told them that they don't even know who he is. Like, listen. That's the reality of it. It's easy. So I think you have to do a lot of mental checks. Like, you have to be like, and when I say be honest, like, you have to ask yourself the hard questions outside of your feelings. It's not, oh, I feel. Yes, ask yourself, how do you feel? But now, logically, does this make sense? Like, does it make sense? Does having somebody in your life that treats you like crap worth you falling out with them every other week, every other month, and have them tossing you crazy and drag you through the mud and give you low self-esteem problems worth it? Just to say they treated you bad and you was a victim of emotional abuse, verbal abuse. Like, is it worth it? Like, or are you at some point gonna say, this don't even make sense, why am I continuing to take this? Because it's easier to get the person's attention and just let bygones be bygones versus putting your boundaries in place. Y'all don't like boundaries because when you actually have to put the boundary in place, you don't want to do the work because you don't want to piss nobody off about putting your boundaries in place. You don't want to sit in the feelings that you're going to feel of guilt for putting your boundaries in place to protect yourself. You don't want to go through those motions, so you just be like, it's okay. And you ride the waves, and you're going to continue to ride the waves, and then you wonder why things are going and happening and aren't getting better because you don't want to really, in the long term, do the work for the things that you really had to do. Mm-hmm. And that goes back to living intentionally.
Yeah.
It go like I feel like I've been having that conversation a lot recently, like probably this week. Living intentionally takes discipline. It takes you to have a victor type mentality. Like, it takes you to have a mentality to say, I get all my circumstances. I get what people told me. I get where I'm supposed to be in life, but I'm finna to do this anyway. Right? I'm finna do it anyways. I'm going to do this thing anyways. And living intentionally is hard because of the discipline you have to have, the honesty that you have to have, and the drive that you have to have with yourself, and then also the accountability you have to have for yourself and everybody that you decide to put in your circle. People tell you like, oh, you can't isolate yourself. You can't, you shouldn't just cut everybody off. Sometimes it do take you cutting everybody off. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it do take putting those boundaries in place to say, hey, I said this, I meant this. If you can't abide by this, guess what? I'm gonna have to do whatever the rule is for your boundary. Sometimes that looks like taking your child and you trying to do it on your own with you and your kid and making it work with you and your baby daddy, or figuring out how to co-parent properly with you. Like, sometimes that's what it looks like. Sometimes is when putting your kids first, that means sacrificing stuff that you never thought you would sacrifice because you have a vision that you're willing to go after, understanding that it's going to be harder. Mm-hmm. It's going to be harder to do the things. It's going to be harder to live the life. It's going to be harder to have the discipline, live the life, especially like if you're in prayer. You think prayer life is easy? You think following the Lord is easy? It's a lot of stuff that you can't do because you can't be of the world. That life ain't easy. Having a relationship is not easy. It's too many people that look for relationships that want the perfect one because you don't want to do no work. That's why y'all be out constantly saying, I don't want nobody that's going to stress me out. I don't want nobody that I got to argue. If we can argue, then you can have it. I don't want it. Because you don't know how to communicate. And it's too hard for you to learn how to. You don't know. You don't have any emotional intelligence. You don't really have anything besides laying on your back that's going to keep that man at home and interested in you. You don't have a personality. You don't know who you are. That's why you lost yourself. I'm going to say that right there. People like, I lost who I was because you didn't never know who you were. That's why you lost yourself. Because keeping up with who you are as a person takes work, and it's not easy, especially when you start adding kids, a man, a job. You start the more identities you take on, the harder it is to keep yours. That's why you lose yourself.
And because you out here tricking, you damn sure ain't got no personality or nothing to keep yourself afloat.
What?
So
who
you just
did
gotta
it?
leave. Nothing. It's just like we're talking about mindset and being a victim. And the ones that really be victims be the ones out here tricking, the ones that's out here that's willing to play stepfather, but then they upset because they don't get real father privileges. And it's like you're putting yourself in a predicament. Like you literally choosing to be a stepfather.
Yeah, so you got to
So you have to take the wins and the losses that comes with being a stepfather. Mm-hmm. You can't be upset because 1 minute they glorifying you, and then the next minute they sitting there saying you're not my real daddy. That comes with the territory.
Yeah.
But you're not though. You can't be upset because a kid tell you you're not my daddy. You're not their father. You're not. It doesn't matter that your mama told you that this was, and she's been telling you that for your whole entire life. Biologically, you're not. So you can't be upset about it. Get out your victim mentality. This is the life that you chose. Deal with it. Like Nike say, just do it. Like, deal with it.
I think a lot of people too that who did grow up without parents or grew up with like, like I don't want to say weirdos for parents, but just like people who grew up with parents who were like manipulative or like absent, or bullies, or like they had a specific type of personality type, right? They made it hard to get along with. I think sometimes people use their like childhood trauma to not be better. Because it's easy to live in that. It's easy to live in the dysfunction. I tell people all the time, my dysfunction, just because I'm removed from it, don't always make it easy to be all the way detached from it. And like certain things, it still comes to you very, very easy. So it's easy. It's harder for me to do the opposite thing. In this case, more of the right things and the proper way to do things than it was for my upbringing. Right? Like it's easier for me to hit my kids. I don't, because it takes me more restraint and it takes me more discipline to not hit my kids. It takes me more to leave my career understanding that I was supposed to be the career driven person versus being the one who decided to put my all in my family. And if I can make this one thing work, because I could be replaced everywhere else. Right. So it's just understanding your priorities and your boundaries, and like not making every bad situation happen to you your identity. Stop making because sometimes good things do happen. This coming from a person who feels like I've lived more bad days than good, but I choose to live in the good things that has happened to me and the good things that I have to look forward to versus the bad things and make that my identity. You don't have to make the bad things and the mishaps and the circumstances around you become your your being and who you are as a person. And I think a lot of people get wrapped up in that. You get to choose your identity, but because it's hard and it's not the congratulations we all think we're gonna get, because that's the thing too. When you start doing things outside of what the norm is for everybody in your circle or your group or your family, you don't get all the hand claps. That's part of instant gratification. You don't get the rewards and you don't get the accolades. Sometimes you don't even see people that see your growth because they keep reverting back to who you was at 16, 18. And you gotta find a point to be okay with it and just say, oh well, like F it. Like for real, just like don't worry about it.
So in a world where it's so easy to be a victim, when will we choose not to be the victim anymore and be the victor?
Yeah. What are some steps that you're gonna take to shift your mindset? That could be journaling. That could be just doing mirror work, sitting in the mirror with yourself, being honest and saying, this is where I'm coming from. This is where I want to be, and like making actionable steps, baby steps of things that you're going to do one thing at a time to get to that place. Like that's where you can start. And if you're really serious, you can always book a call. We can talk about it.
So I thought I had a rant, but I feel like this episode was a semi rant. So it's like I save it because football season finna start. So I'm pretty sure I have more rants to come.
Not just gonna rant about football.
Nah, it wasn't about football. It was more so like, what was it about? I don't remember. Like it has to deal with people though.
It has to do with people.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I get it. Like I understand. I mean, First of all, I'm gonna clear the air real quick. It might seem like that I'm attacking people in this episode, but I'm more so not attacking people. I'm more so attacking your mindset. Now, there's multiple ways that we can handle this.
This is some gangster.
Yeah, like you can take what I'm saying and like understand where I'm coming from, or you can just act like a little broad and like get in your feelings. But the thing about getting in your feelings is, does that really make you a man if you want to choose to get into your feelings? Or would you, I don't know, hear me out? Like,
Hear him out. He mean well.
I mean, I do mean well, but
he
if
mean
you
well.
don't think that I don't, then
It's
I mean
the
I don't
examples.
then.
I get it. I get it. It's just those are like primary examples.
Yeah.
Like that we kind of see. Everybody can like know somebody or see somebody. Just talked about it like so. No, I just think that we just be careful with that. It again, things are going to happen. You are going to some of us are victims to certain things, but you cannot let that break. You can't let that make you. Like that's just it. Like you have to choose to continue to strive to be a better person every day. And that is not easy. That I will tell you the first step of becoming better is understanding becoming better is not easy. It's not gonna be easy. It's not an easy task. It's lonely, it's frustrating. You feel like you're losing your mind most of the time. And you're waiting for, like you said earlier in the episode at the beginning, the other side of the rainbow. Like you're waiting for the other.
I did not say that.
The other side. What you said?
I didn't say the other side of the rainbow though. Don't do that. Like
what you said? The other side. You just said the other side.
Horizon.
Oh, you
Like the
gotta
other
look
side
beyond
of the
the horizon.
horizon.
There you
Like
go.
that.
Other side of the horizon.
Don't play me like that.
I'm just saying, like that you do. You gotta like look for the. You just gotta hope that you're doing things in the best way that you can with honesty, outside of your trauma, outside of the bad decision that you've made to make your own self a victim, outside of society telling you that you have to be this, you gotta be this thing, or we don't accept you. Outside of that, what do you want? Are you gonna go after it? How? Come up with actionable steps. Get away from people who are telling you that you can't. Get away from people who are not going to allow you to grow. That's want to constantly remind you of who you used to be. Like, cause you really don't need that. You already gonna go through enough with just feeling like you're trying to do everything right and it still ain't working for you. You finna just have to go through enough with that. So to keep striving, put yourself around people who actually do get it. You might have one or two that say, I get you, I get it. Hang on to them. But become so not independent, but self-efficient.
Yeah.
Self-efficient enough to stand on your own 2 feet as an adult. Face the things that has happened to you. If you have been a victim of whatever, some of y'all need to also make sure that you're evaluating the things that you did that may have helped cause certain situations. Not saying that it's your fault, but sometimes we do put ourselves in situations that help cause the situation in the trauma in the first place, right? If you saw some, another episode for another day.
So with that being said, I'm Hunt.
I'm Kiki.
This is the Hunt Life Podcast. Hunt Life, Live Dreams.
Bye, y'all.
What's good, people? Before y'all leave, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Oh, and follow us at
Hunt Life the Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button. You can also find me at I'm the Key on Instagram, and you can follow us on Hunt Life Code on Instagram and TikTok.
And you can find me on Mr. Hunt Bubbles on everywhere. Mr. Hunt Bubbles on everything, and also Hunt Files. And don't forget, if you got any comments or any statements or anything that you want to leave us, you can always find us up on Instagram, and Hunt Life, the podcast. Have a great day, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Hunt Life, live dreams.